Mr. Speaker, I rise to a matter that has arisen. In that regard, Mr. Speaker, I come under the 51, which provides at the time appointed for the purpose under Order 53, Order of Business, any member may, with the prior approval of the Speaker, move a motion on a specific matter of urgent public importance. Mr. Speaker, that when we came to correcting the votes and proceedings, I drew attention to item numbered 8 on pages 9 and 10 of today's votes and proceedings, and drew attention to the fact that arguably the most important document that the government produces in a year was presented to this House by the Minister responsible for Finance on behalf of the President on Wednesday, the 17th of December, by a motion. Mr. Speaker, the votes and proceedings, indeed, they have captured that at the time of the approval or disapproval of the budget, the number in this chamber, as recorded in the votes and proceedings, was exactly 137 members. Mr. Speaker, let's provide under Order 109.1, and I quote, "No question for decision in the House shall be proposed for determination unless there are present in the House not less than 1/2 of all the members of the House, and except otherwise provided in the Constitution, the question proposed shall be determined by the majority of votes of the members present." Mr. Speaker, this provision is fortified by Article 104 of the Constitution, which provides, so Speaker, with indulgence, I want to read that except 104.1, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the votes of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Mr. Speaker, evidently, the number 137 that was relied on by this House to reject the budget did not meet the asset test established by the Constitution under Article 104.1. You recollect that the Speaker, before proposing the question, clothed himself with Article 102, which relates to the correct number for the transaction of ordinary business, apart from decision-making. The Speaker, that in itself was most irregular. And I believe the day after the event is the most appropriate time to deal with this matter. Accordingly, Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 51 to move that you, the Honorable Speaker, properly propose for determination the question on the motion moved by the Minister of Finance on behalf of His Excellency the President on Wednesday, November 17, 2021, in respect of the budget statement and economic policy of government for the year ending 31st December 2022. Mr. Speaker, it is clear, as I've already said, that the number that was invoked, the article that was invoked, was insufficient to cover the determination of the question that was proposed for the support or rejection of. And so, Mr. Speaker, I invite you to uphold the motion and indeed, by inference, set aside the impropriety, because, as I've argued, what happened that day is a nullity because it does not meet the test established under Article 104(1). So, Mr. Speaker, I beg to move. Thank you very much.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I humbly rise to second the motion ably moved by the Majority Leader and the Leader of the House. Mr. Speaker, in seconding the motion, I beg to raise the following issues to further fortify the prayer of the applicant. Mr. Speaker, first, whether or not have the capacity to determine this matter. The Speaker, I shall rely on Order 13.2 of the rules of this House to say that you are so well fortified to consider this matter. Mr. Speaker, for the avoidance of doubt, I shall read Order 13.2, which provides, whenever the House is informed by the clerk at table of the unavoidable absence of Mr. Speaker, the first Deputy Speaker shall perform the duties and exercise the authority of Mr. Speaker in relation to all proceedings of the House until Mr. Speaker resumes the chair without any further communication to the House. Mr. Speaker, rightly so, the clerk at table has informed us that Mr. Speaker is unavoidably absent, and that by that imperative, you are well fortified to assume the full duties, mandate, power, responsibilities as though you are the Speaker of the House. So, Mr. Speaker, you are fortified to consider this application.
It's a pity there's nobody here so I could hear their views on the motion before me. But as has been under Order 1091, let me read for emphasis. No question for a decision in the House shall be proposed for determination unless they are present in the House not less than one half of all members of the House, and except otherwise provided in the Constitution, the question proposed shall be determined by a majority of votes, members present and voting. So before I take any decision, I want to confirm that I have a majority of members of Parliament in the chamber. May the clerks at table assist me by how we're going to do it. Call out names or members. We go around and count the members. The number presented to me by the is 137 of you plus me, MP for Bekwai, 138. For the avoidance of doubt, let me read out the constitutional requirements so that there's no confusion as to who can vote, what numbers are required to take a decision. 104(1). Except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the majority of members present voting. The vote of the majority majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of parliament present. What it means is that before you take a decision, there must be at least a majority of all members present. With me, we have 138 members. That's the majority. It doesn't mean that all the 138 must vote yes or no. A majority of this 138 decision will carry the day. The motion that was moved by the Honourable Minister and have been debated is now ready for a decision to be taken. We have already determined that the appropriate numbers are in the chamber, and therefore the House stands ready to take a decision. Now, the question. All in favor of the House adopting the resolution moved by the Honourable Minister for Finance, say aye. Aye. All against, say no. The ayes have it. House has accordingly approved the budget statement for the ensuing year ending 31st December 2022.